you so much for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. If this is your first time here, consider joining the family by clicking that subscribe button and remembering that notification bell so that you can be reminded when I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create budget-friendly home decor that's easy to do. So if you want to see some of my creations, keep watching. Thanks again so much for tuning in and watching my video. I'm going to share with you some spring farmhouse DIYs. For the first DIY, I have from the Dollar Tree, I believe out of the party section, there's these little white buckets. I thought these were so cute, and it's 3 in that pack. Here are the little scrap wood pieces that the Dollar Tree sell, and I'm going to be using 4 of these. Basically what I'm going to do is create a frame using these wood pieces, and so I'm just going to stand them up because I want them to be attached this way so I can create a ledge for those buckets. To connect these pieces, what I'm going to use first is some wood glue along with some hot glue. Now, using the wood glue and some hot glue will hold these 4 pieces together, but after I attach all of them with the glues, I am going to go in and secure each corner using a screw because this will be hanging on the wall and I just want this to be nice and secured. So after I get everything attached, let it sit for a minute so it can dry, I will go in and add in some screws. Now I just have this little box of different size screws that I pick up from the Dollar Tree. Now what I'm going to do is use my drill bit first to start a hole on each corner so that I can add my screws. You can skip this step by just using the wood glue and the hot glue, but I just want mine to be extra secured. And so now what I'm doing is taking the little screws and I'm just adding them in the holes that I started, and I am going to do this on all 4 corners. Now after I get that complete, I do have the holes from the screws and I don't want those to show, so what I'm going to do is take some Dollar Tree plaster and I'm just going to cover those holes. That way you want to see the screws and everything will be nice and smooth. Once it dried, I just used a Dollar Tree sanding block and sanded everything down. Now I'm going to go in with some white chalk paint and I'm going to paint this entire frame. I love creating frames, especially around springtime, and styling them in my home. I think they're great for displaying different kind of florals and whatnot. After I finish painting this, you can leave this white. I think it looks great, but of course, me being me, I'm going to go in with this multi-purpose brown paint and just distress around this entire frame. So after I finish distressing the entire frame, what I'm going to do is add those 3 buckets down to the ledge. Now I'm going to lay the frame down so that I can see where the buckets need to be hot glued, because I want this frame to lay flat up against the wall, so I have to make sure the buckets are closer to the front. And I am using hot glue, but I think I'm going to go in and add a little fix-all to make sure everything is nice and secured. After I get all of the buckets attached, I'm going to use one of those hanging mechanisms to attach to the back, and these are the ones that have the little nails attached to it already, so you can just hammer it right in. Very simple and easy. After I get that complete, I did pick up these really pretty lavender picks from Walmart, and I'm going to cut these down, and I'm going to just take some pieces of Dollar Tree foam and add them in the bucket. And then just for a filler to cover up the foam, I'm going to use some moss from the Dollar Tree as well. So what I'm doing is just adding foam, adding some pieces, and I'm going to do this to all 3 of the buckets. I love these lavender picks from Walmart, and I think they are so pretty for 97 cents. So I picked up a few of these. So after I get all of those in, now I have that moss. I'm just going to go over each bucket, covering up that foam. And that will be it for this DIY. This was really simple, but I think it is so pretty for the spring, and I cannot wait to style this in my home. I think it turned out beautiful. So now I'm going to get started on the next DIY. What I'm going to be using is 7 of these painter sticks. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut the handles off of each one of these sticks. Now what I use to cut my sticks down with is just my miner box and saw. So after I get all of the handles cut down, I am going to find the middle of these sticks and I'm just going to cut them in half. After I get them cut in half, what I'm going to do is take a set of 5 sticks and I'm going to attach these together using some popsicle sticks from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to be using some hot glue to attach these sticks. So after I get this set attached, I'm going to create another set of 5. And you won't be able to see these sticks because this will be the inside of the box. And so what I'm going to do is add one more stick and then I'm going to create another set. And then now I have 2 sets. I'm going to take those other 2 sticks that I cut down and I'm going to attach those to the side. I'm using some fix-all glue as well as some hot glue just so it can be nice and secure. Then I'm going to take that other painter stick and just add it right to the side, and I'm going to repeat that step on the other side. And after I get that attached, what I'm going to do is take that other set and I'm just going to add that right to the top. I'm adding my fix-all glue, then I'm going to add my hot glue, and then I'm going to place that set right on top and make sure that everything is lined up and nice and secure. Now what I'm going to do is take that last painter stick and measure how much I need to cut down because this is going to be the bottom, and then I have 2 of these smaller painter sticks and I'm going to add those to the front of my box, so I'm just going to cut those down. Now what I'm going to do is attach the bottom and I'm just going to be using some hot glue for that. And then after I get that attached, I'm going to take the other 2 painter sticks and I'm going to add one at the top. And then I'm going to add one at the bottom, just using some hot glue. That way I can have a nice clean look on the front of my box. Then after I get that complete, what I'm going to do is use my antique wax paint and I'm going to go over this entire box. So I'm going to add the paint, brush it all the way over, and then I will take some paper towel to wipe some of the excess paint off. So after I get it all over, now what I'm going to do is take a paper towel, wipe some of that off, and then I'll go in and finish painting the remaining of the box. Once I get that complete, what I'm going to do is take this Farmhouse ribbon that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to hot glue it around the front of the box. I will create a little basic bow to add to the front as well. But what I'm going to do is take a piece of this rope and staple it to the back so that I can have the option to hang it. And then I'm just going to style this with some of those lavender picks that I picked up from Walmart. And I think this came out so cute. And now for the next DIY, I was originally going to use this reef ring, but I decided not to use it. I'm going to be using 6 of these wood pieces that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. And I'm also going to be using one of these round wood pieces. And I did get this out of a pack from Amazon. And I will link that in the description box below. I'm also going to be using some more of those pieces of those lavender picks from Walmart. And what I'm going to do first is use this multi-purpose brown paint to paint this round piece. What I'm going to do is just add the paint all over it, and then I'll take some paper towel to wipe off the excess, and then I'm just going to set this to the side so that I can start assembling together my other wood pieces. And what I'm going to do is just line all 6 of these pieces up, and I'm just creating a base for that round piece. And what I'm going to do is just attach these together by using some hot glue. And after I get them all attached with the hot glue, I do have 2 smaller painter sticks that I'm going to use to add to the back of this to make sure that it's extra secured. And so what I'm going to do is just use some hot glue to attach one at the bottom and one at the top. And once I get that attached, what I'm going to do is just use some Dollar Tree sandpaper to sand down any glue that may have seeped through so that everything could be nice and smooth. And then what I'm going to do is use my white chalk paint to paint this entire sign, front and back. And so I'm just going to go in with my paint. Now what I'm going to do after I finish painting this side is take some sandpaper and sand around the edges and sand over the sign just to bring back some definition, but you're not going to see much of the sign because I'm going to have that round piece right on top. But I'm still going to go around the edges at the bottom a little bit just to give more of that farmhouse look. And so after I get that complete, I'm going to take that round piece and I used my Cricut and I printed "Welcome to Our Home" using some white vinyl. So what I'm going to do is just get that transferred over. If you want to see how I use my Cricut, I'm going to be putting up a basic tutorial video next week, so be on the lookout for that. So I'm just getting everything transferred over to the tape, and then I'm going to get it transferred over to my round wood piece. Once I get that complete, then I'm going to attach that wood piece to my other sign. I thought this would be really pretty for the springtime and still keeping the same colors that I already have styled in my home. So I'm going to be using some Fix-All glue and some hot glue to attach this. I want to make sure that everything is nice and secured. And once I get that attached, what I'm going to do with those lavender pieces is just add some of that floral around the side, and I'm going to add a little bit down to the bottom. So I'm just going to cut some pieces off and just start hot gluing them down. So after I get that attached, I am going to add one of those little hanging mechanism to the back of this sign too, and then that is it. I think it came out so lovely. I cannot wait to style this as well. And now for my next DIY, I'm going to be using one of these home signs with a heart at the end. I just love styling these, and I'm going to use a little bit of these lavender pieces. Now what I'm going to do first is use my white chalk paint to paint over this home sign, and I'm using a very small brush because I do not want any paint to get on the side. Plus what I'm going to do is distress over this white with some sandpaper once I get it complete. I love picking up these wood signs in the Dollar Tree because I think they are so easy to redo, and I think they just look high end, and you can style them to fit your decor in your home. I just absolutely love these. So after I finish getting it painted, what I'm going to do is take some Dollar Tree sandpaper and distress over it. When I get to the M, I'm going to go in the creases where the M forms. This is so simple, but I think it's my favorite. And what I'm going to do next is just pull off some pieces from that lavender pick, and I'm just going to hot glue it right around the heart, just creating that same heart shape. And you can create these for all seasons. I think these are just fantastic. So after I get all of the little lavender pieces tacked down, that will be it for this DIY. Very simple, but I think it looks great for the springtime, and I absolutely love how it turned out. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching my video. I hope you enjoyed today's video just as much as I did. If so, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these were your favorite. And until next time, my friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.